Hello, guys, once again. Um, yeah, it's been a long time since I made the last recording, but we are back again, so that's great. Just a reminder, last week, or not last week, in our last recording, I went through number patterns, which for grade 11, it's both linear number patterns and quadratic number patterns. So I would say in this, like, I'm gonna make two last recordings, just this one and the following, so which I will be doing questions. This video I'll be solving questions of linear number patterns, and in the next one I'll be solving problems for quadratic number patterns. So I suggest that do your revision before you join me on this video. Just do your revision, try to see like you still remember everything, and yeah, just get ready to get going. um Nice one. So we see back again in this question, we see number one, or maybe not. We see in this question they have given us the number pattern. They say consider the linear number pattern. Let me just write it down. Minus 5. Yes, and then those lines. Remember these dots, those three dots is just to say that there are numbers coming after. Yeah. So of which something worth noting is you have T1, T2, T3, right? So the most fortunate part about this question is that they told us that there's a linear problem. Now my question is to you is, what if they did not tell you that the pattern you have is a linear number pattern or whether it's a quadratic number pattern? Like, what do you do? That's the big question. Like, what do you do? You have a problem, but in this problem they did not tell you what pattern you're working with. And say maybe the next question just says find a general term. Yeah, find a general term, or like just look for 3.1.2. It says determine an expression for the nth term of the pattern. Imagine, like, say that is your question, right? So the thing is, how will you know whether you go with the linear way or the quadratic way? Here's the way. Find your difference. For quadratic, you find your first difference and your second difference, right? But then for your I'm trying to remember this. For your linear pattern, such a simple thing. For linear pattern, try to remember that the most important thing is for you only do the first difference only. And the thing is, your first difference, if it's not a constant difference, it's not it, Shin. It's not it. You're doing something wrong, or you're working with a different pattern. It's not a linear pattern. So let's do our maths here. We have -9 minus 5. Of course, you can put that in a calculator. Yeah, this is just gonna be -9 plus 5, which is just gonna be -4. So it's -4 here. So since they told us, like, look guys, they told us that this is a linear number pattern, so we know that the next difference is 4, and the next difference between T4 and T3 is 4 as well, -4 I mean. And if we were to include other values again, we know that it's gonna be -4, right? And so on and so on and so on. So we know these things. Why? We are dealing with a linear, and a linear has a constant difference. The first difference, it has to be the same throughout. Let's answer the questions now. I've been saying a lot. Let's answer the questions. So question number 1, it says write down the next two terms. I don't really remember if I did show you guys how to write this. It's a really simple one, of course. But I would show you even a much simpler way of trying to get these things done. Cool. So how you get these things is basically T2 is always equals to your what is equals to T1 plus your common difference, right? And so let me just say T3 is equals to T2 plus your common difference. So it generally speaking, Tn equals to Tn minus 1 plus your CD. That's how you find the next term, or that's how the next terms are defined, right? Let's test this thing out. Let's test it out. So T2, that's gonna be T1 plus your common difference, and T1 is minus 5 plus minus 4, which is minus 5 minus 4. Remember, negative times positive is negative, and the answer is minus 9, which is exactly what we have. Let's test it out. T3 equals what? T2 plus your common difference. That's what? That's minus 9 plus minus 4. What do you have? You have minus 9 minus 4. The answer is minus 13. Exactly what we have. So it means we have the tools to find the next terms, right? Using this, we already know that I'll go to a different color. We know that T4 equals to what? Remember, Tn equals to Tn minus 1, 4 minus 1, which is just 3. So T3 plus your common difference, and T5 is just gonna be T4 plus your common difference, right? Let's work on T4 for now. What is term 3? Term 3 is minus 13 plus minus 4. That is gonna be minus 13 minus 4 equals okay, that's minus 17, right? Yeah, minus 17. And then of course here we have minus 17 plus minus 4. That is minus 17 minus 4. It should be minus 21, right? So you have your T4 and T5, which are the next two terms in the pattern. So you're done. Yeah. Second one says write the expression, right? This is where you'll write the general rule that sort of defines, these patterns and everything, right? So let's cook. I would say, remember in the last recording we did say we have something like Tn equals to An plus C, right? And we did mention that this was a constant common difference, and this one here was your what? This was your term number, and this was your term value, right? TV. Sure. So let's start working with this whole thing. So Tn equals to An plus C. We know the common difference is minus 4, so that means we have minus 4 here. Plus C, right? So now what? We're looking to find the value C. And how do we do that? We can literally take any. I'm gonna show you with maybe term 1 and maybe term 5. It doesn't matter which term you choose, right? You're gonna get the same value. So term 1, there we have minus 5 equals to minus 4 into 1 plus C, right? So what does this say? Now you have to transpose that into that. So you're gonna have 4 minus 5, which is minus 1, and therefore this is C, therefore you have C, right? Let's use term what's this? Term number 5. Term number 5, the term value is minus 21 equals to minus 4 into 5. Remember, n is 5, and then plus C, right? And here you have minus 20 minus 21. You transpose 20, you have 20 minus 21 equals to C, and your C equals what? Your C equals to minus 1. Now that means that you have Tn equals to what? Minus 4 and minus 1. That basically is your, right? So when you're having to find this thing, remember, it's your decision. Do you want to use term 2 or term 3? It's your decision, right? unless of course they did tell you to use a particular term. Let's see the next question, right? I think I have some space here, so I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna use this space right here for number 3, right? Sorry, number 3, they say calculate the value of n for which Tn equals to minus 141. So we know like Tn equals to minus 141. Let me see. Damn, I still have a sharp memory. So to do this, we're calculating n, which n value is this term value from, right? Yeah, so we're just gonna say minus 141 equals to minus 4 n minus 1. First thing, transpose the 1, you have 1 minus 141 equals to minus 4. You have 140 minus 1. Minus 140. You have this, minus 4n. So you divide by minus 4 both sides, minus 4. What are you gonna get? I'm creating another space. You're going to get, let's just go to our calculator. We already know that whatever number we get is gonna be a positive number, because right here we have a negative divided by a negative, right, which is positive. So what is our answer? 140 divided by 4. 35, right? 35 is our answer. And let's test it out. We know that our thing is like minus 4 into n minus 1, right? So we're just gonna go and substitute 35. Voila, we get that value, minus 141, right? So that was just question 1, or no, that was just the first question. I hope you guys understand. Just remember to go back and pause and do whatever, to make sure you understand this problem. It was quite an interesting one. Let's see what we have next. What we have next is quite interesting. Let's see. This one you have to be careful. It costs like 5 marks. The questions we were doing previously, they were like 2 marks each. So yeah. Here they say in a linear number pattern, the first term is x, right? Let's go. The first term is x. And a common difference is 5 less than the first term. So your common difference in this case is gonna be what? 5 less than your first term, your T1, right? So yeah, and they like calculate the value of the first term if it is given that the sum of the first 3 terms of the linear number pattern is 63. So you know that. So this is the first statement, the second one, and the third one. Sorry about that. The third one says that T1 plus T2 plus T3 equals to what? Equals to 63, right? Very, very interesting one, guys. Look, what I want to say again is you have the freedom here to do however, so long as you are respecting the laws and the rules of mathematics. You're gonna solve this problem, right? So cool. Let's do it. Go with this color. So the first term is 5, right? The first term is 5. Let me do it this way rather. T1, T2, T3, T4, T5, right? And then term values. Yeah, term values, and then common diff. Common diff for common difference, right? So very, very, I mean, I would say you don't have to do this, né? The thing is, when you're solving math, né, you want to make these things easier for you. You don't want to create problems while solving for other problems. I think I'm gonna say this line for like almost all my videos, right? So You don't want to create more problems while you're trying to solve the current problem, right? Your thing with maths is you want to eliminate all the problems, right? So they say term one is x, ne? And the common difference is 5 minus x, ne? What does that mean? I'll go back and the common difference is 5 less than the first term. What does that mean? It means that our common difference between the consecutive terms is always gonna be that 5 minus x, 5 minus x, 5 minus x, right? 5 minus x, and so on and so on and so on. Let me just say and so on 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 and so on. Right? Cool. Very, very cool. So now let's remember what we were doing in the previous question. I'll go up here. We did say like Tn equals to Tn minus 1 plus what? Plus common difference, ne? So let's find T2. T2 is gonna be what? T2 is gonna be T1 plus common difference, right? So which is what? Which is x, which is T1, common difference plus 5 minus x, which is gonna be what? The x's, they cancel out each other, so we have 5, ne? So term 2 is gonna be 5. And like, I want to say you need all these things in your answer book because we need to see how you did get that 5, ne? We need to see how you did get that 5. So let's go again. Term number 3, maybe this color. Term number 3, go up a bit. Term 3 will be term 2 plus common difference. Term 2 is 5 plus 5 minus x. That's gonna be 10 minus x, right? So that means here you have 10 minus x. I mean, so you can continue with this whole thing. My thing or my issue is, remember that the most important terms here are term 1, term 2, term 3, right? And we have to find what? Calculate the first term of the value. We have to find x, which is the first term of the value. We have to calculate x. So I'm gonna do this again. Remember, I mean, at this point I'm done. I can just go and start solving this problem, but I just want to show you something. So let me find my differences. Here I have T2 minus T1, which is 5 minus x. And then for term 3 minus term 2, it's gonna be use a different color just here. 10 minus x minus 5, which is gonna be what? It's gonna be 5 minus x, right? You see exactly 5 minus x. Common difference, it has to be common through all out. You know what I'm saying? For real though. Okay, cool. So we can use our term values to solve this problem basically. Go for blue again. Remember, T1 equals to T1 plus T2 plus T3 equals to 63. That means x plus 5 plus 10 minus x equals 63. Damn, bro. Do you guys see what I'm seeing here? Okay, cool. It's actually dead end here because my x is gonna cancel out, like, x's are gonna cancel out each other. So that's a problem. So let's go and think again, because here we're just gonna have like 15, which is not equals to 63, right? Let's go and think again. Let's think again, guys. I think, let me go read the question again and see if I'm missing anything. Yeah, cool. In a linear number pattern, the first term is x and the common difference is 5 less than it's 5 less than the first term, right? Them saying that there's a linear pattern, it implies that we have a common difference in the first difference. So then they say that that common difference is 5 less than the first term. Cool. So yeah, and then I cook my magic. Here I find, term 1 and term 2 and term 3 in terms of, x, in terms of x. So now the question is what, ne? The question is what? I'm trying to find x, ne? And I'm trying to see actually how can I find x. I'm gonna think. Let's think. Calculate the value of the first term if it is given that the sum of the first three terms of this linear number pattern is 63. So we are still right here, ne? Term 1, term 2, term 3, which is the sum of the first three terms of this linear number pattern is 63. Yeah, let's think. Okay, so I post the video. And I had to think very hard about this question. Number one, let me state it out there. This is a very simple question. And it is a very, very simple question. The problem was, in my case, English child me. So I will have to apologize, and say, yeah, no, English here, it did me really bad. English did me really bad. So what do I mean by that? Ne? It's statement number 2, right? Statement number 2 right here. That's where English it cooked me, because according to my statement I have 5 minus x being the common difference, right? But let's read the issue of the common difference again. Let us read it. They are saying a common difference is 5 less than the first term. So when I read that, I was like, it's 5 less, So, less, like usually you would subtract. So 5 minus x, which is the first term, which is like t1. So I was like, yeah, no, I got it. So I'm going to say again, guys, it turns out everything that we've been doing is fine. Everything we've been doing is accurate, is correct. The only problem was an interpretation on statement number 2. So let's fix that. Here, the common difference is 5 less than, the first term. Yeah, the English there is actually saying, your term 2, it's going to be 5 units below term 1, right? So, it's your term 1. No. I did something also again, which is wrong. I said the term 2, ne? No. The common difference is 5 units below term 1. So term 1, which is x minus 5, this is the common difference. Yeah. This is the common difference. Yeah. So now let's fix everything that we did wrong, eh? Or that I did wrong. And I want to apologize. So just be careful. It's just easy to make those mistakes. And by that, look what I'm gonna say, guys. Attend your English classes. Yeah, go and attend your English classes. Damn. Cool. Let's fix it. Yep, we need to fix this whole thing. It's a mess. So we have x minus 5, x minus 5, x minus 5, right? And of course you can have x minus 5, x minus 5, continuing, and so forth. Yeah, and now we're gonna have to erase this as well. First term, you just know what it is. I'm gonna erase this as well. Right? Cool. Let's find term 2, ne? Term 2 is gonna be x plus what? Plus our common difference, which is x minus 5. So you have 2x minus 5, ne? Yeah, that is 2. Okay. That is 2x minus 5. Right. So now we go again. term number 3, which is gonna be 2x. That is term number 2. Now we are adding what? We are adding x plus 5, which is our common x minus 5, which is our common difference. So we're gonna have 3x minus 10. Right, 3x minus 10. Whew, guys, 3x minus 10. Now we go again to what I was saying. I said we're gonna use term number 3 to get the solution. Maybe let's go with the red pen. So it's term number 1, which is x, term number 2, which is 2x minus 5, term number 3, which is 3x minus 10. That gives us 63. So you have this single x, this is x, 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 right? So all of that is x plus, I might as well just add the first 2, which is gonna be 3x, right? We still have another 3x. Then we have minus 5 minus 10. We have 63. That is 6x. That is minus 15. 63. So we have 6x. We're gonna have 63 plus 15. We have 63 plus 15. 78 equals to 6x. And x equals to what? 78 divided by 6 is 13. Therefore, T1 equals to x equals to 13. Guys, there is a solution there, man. I need to apologize again for that. Singese chowed me, yeah? Singese chowed me. But you see, everything else we are just fine, we're just right. It was the interpretation of what the English was saying, and if you want to put this, you'll say you have 13, and then you go to you go to the next term. That is 2 times 13, which is 2 times 13, that's 26, minus 5, that's 21. 2 times 13 minus 5, 21. So you have 13, 21. And then the third one, 13 times 3, that's gonna be 39 minus what? Minus 10, that's gonna be 29. Let's test it. Times 3 minus 10, 29. 29. And of course, the common difference here, they said it's what? It's 13. No. It's x minus 5, which is 13 minus 5, which is what? Which is 8. So when I do my maths here, 25, no, not 25, this is 29. 29 minus 21, I get 8. And then I go again, 21 minus 13, I get 8. So we are fine. So guys, be careful out here, man. Be careful out here. English can just do the most.